Steve Harvey humiliated a racist player who tried to shame a black kid on stage. Then this happened. In a split second, a game show transformed into a battleground for justice. Imagine the tension as a young black contestant faces cruel insults from a player who thinks he can get away with hate. Get ready, because what happens next will not only shock you, but also inspire you to stand up against injustice. The lights blaze down on the vibrant set of the game show, illuminating the excitement that buzzes in the air like electricity. Contestants, filled with energy and anticipation, exchange nervous glances, their hearts pounding in sync with the rhythmic applause from the audience. Among them stands our hopeful young black kid, his eyes sparkling with dreams and determination, ready to showcase his skills and make his mark in front of millions. As the camera pans across the eager faces, it focuses on the kid's bright smile, a beacon of hope in a world that often tries to dim it. He knows this moment could be his chance to shine, a platform where his talents could break through the barriers imposed by society. But lurking in the shadows of the stage is the arrogant, racist player, his smirk a stark contrast to the joy surrounding him. He leans back in his chair, arms crossed, exuding an air of disdain as he throws contemptuous glances at the black kid, a look that speaks volumes of his contempt and ignorance. As the game begins, laughter fills the room, and the excitement is palpable. Contestants engage in friendly banter and playful competition, but the racist player quickly decides to disrupt the harmony. His snide comments, laced with malice, start to pierce through the camaraderie that has been carefully cultivated. "What makes you think you belong here?" he sneers, his voice dripping with condescension, targeting the black kid with venomous jabs that are as cruel as they are unnecessary. Gasps ripple through the audience as they sense the unease creeping into what should have been a joyous occasion. The atmosphere thickens with tension. You can almost feel the collective breath held tight in the throats of the onlookers. The black kid's confidence is momentarily shaken, a flicker of doubt crossing his face as he processes the insult. But even as the racist player attempts to undermine him, the kid steels himself, drawing on his inner strength and resilience. With determination burning in his heart, he flashes a brilliant smile, refocuses on the game, ready to answer questions and prove his worth. As the game continues, he demonstrates remarkable skill and knowledge, earning cheers and applause from the crowd that slowly begins to rally behind him. Each correct answer is met with growing enthusiasm, and the audience's support swells like a wave, pushing back against the negativity that had threatened to overshadow the moment. The stakes are high. This is more than just a game. It's a test of character, resilience, and the ability to rise above hate. But little did they know, a confrontation was brewing that would change the course of the show forever, igniting a fierce battle between love and hate, and setting the stage for an unforgettable moment of justice. As the vibrant lights continue to shine brightly over the stage, the energy in the room intensifies, and the game show kicks into full gear. Contestants buzz with excitement, each eager to prove themselves, but none more so than our young black kid. With the gleaming studio lights reflecting off his hopeful eyes, he stands ready to showcase not just his knowledge, but his character. With each question posed by the charismatic host, Steve Harvey, the stakes seem to rise higher, and the tension thickens like a storm cloud overhead, palpable and electric. The game unfolds with rounds of laughter, excitement, and friendly competition, but beneath the surface, the atmosphere is far from harmonious. The arrogant, racist player, feeling threatened by the black kid's undeniable talent and growing popularity, begins to lash out with increasing fervor. "You think you can actually win?" he scoffs, his tone dripping with scorn and condescension. The audience shifts uncomfortably in their seats, their initial excitement dampened by the growing animosity that threatens to overshadow the fun of the game they had been looking forward to. As the black kid answers question after question with impressive speed and accuracy, the audience erupts in cheers, their support echoing throughout the studio like a thunderous wave. Each correct answer feels like a small victory, a testament to his hard work, determination, and resilience against the odds. Yet, with every cheer, the racist player's anger escalates, fueling his toxic behavior. He leans into the microphone, his voice laced with derision. "What's next? Are you going to cry if you lose?" The audience gasps collectively, the air thick with disbelief as they witness the blatant disrespect and racism that has no place in such a celebratory environment. Despite the mounting pressure and the vitriol aimed at him, the black kid remains focused, channeling the energy of the crowd into his performance. He fights against the tide of negativity, determined to show not just the racist player, but everyone watching that he belongs here. He answers another question correctly, and the audience erupts into wild applause, their support washing over him like a warm embrace. In that moment, he feels invincible, standing tall against the slings and arrows of hatred directed his way. The cheers are not just for his intelligence, they are a collective affirmation of his humanity, a stand against the toxicity that threatens to consume the moment. But the tension reaches a boiling point as the game progresses. The racist player, desperate to regain control and assert his false sense of superiority, becomes increasingly aggressive, his insults sharper and more personal. "You're just a joke," he sneers, trying to undermine the black kid's confidence in front of the audience. His words hang in the air, heavy and toxic, and the atmosphere thickens with unease. Even Steve Harvey's usually cheerful demeanor falters for a moment as he surveys the escalating conflict unfolding before him. The laughter that once filled the studio is replaced by an anxious silence as everyone waits to see how this shocking altercation will unfold. Just when it seems like the atmosphere could not get any more charged, the black kid surprises everyone with his calm and collected response. "I'm here to play the game, not to engage in hate," he retorts, his voice steady and strong, cutting through the tension like a knife. The crowd erupts in applause once more, rallying behind him, their cheers drowning out the racist player's venomous words. It's a powerful moment of defiance, a declaration that hate will not prevail in this space of joy and competition. His words resonate deeply, striking a chord not just with the audience present, but also with viewers watching from home, who feel the weight of this confrontation. But as the game continues, the racist player is far from done. His face twists with rage and desperation as he realizes that his attempts to intimidate the black kid are failing spectacularly. With tension hanging heavy in the air like a thick fog, he plots his next move, intent on regaining the upper hand. He leans in closer, his eyes narrowing, as he prepares to unleash yet another round of insults, unaware that the true battle is just beginning. The line has been drawn, and the confrontation that lies ahead will not only test the limits of their characters but also challenge the very fabric of what it means to stand up against injustice in a world that often turns a blind eye. As the game progresses, the audience can feel the shift, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. Every moment is charged with the possibility of an explosive encounter, and everyone is on edge, waiting for the next question, the next answer, and the inevitable climax of this heated exchange. It becomes clear that this game show is no longer just a competition. It has transformed into a stage for a much larger battle, where principles, dignity, and the fight against racism take center stage. As the game progresses, the tension between the black kid and the racist player reaches a fever pitch. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation, and the audience is on edge, bracing for what they know is coming. Each round of questions not only tests their knowledge, but also serves as a countdown to the inevitable confrontation that has been building since the start of the show. The stakes have never felt higher, and the sense of unity among the audience has transformed into a collective determination to stand against the hatred that has emerged. Steve Harvey, sensing the rising tension, tries to redirect the energy of the room with his usual charm and charisma. "All right, folks, let's keep the energy high and the spirits higher," he exclaims, flashing his trademark smile. His attempt to lighten the mood is commendable, but even he knows that the underlying animosity cannot be ignored forever. The black kid, with his unwavering focus and determination, answers question after question, his confidence bolstered by the crowd's raucous support. He knows that he is not just a contestant, he is a symbol of resilience, standing against the tide of hatred that seeks to undermine his dreams. The racist player, however, grows increasingly agitated as he watches the black kid shine, his talent and poise becoming more evident with each passing moment. His frustration boils over, and with a sneer he interrupts the game, his voice dripping with contempt. "You think you're so special, don't you? Just because you have the audience on your side, that doesn't mean you're good enough." His words cut through the excitement like a knife, and an uncomfortable silence falls over the audience. Gasps echo around the room as the weight of his insult hangs heavily in the air, mingling with the palpable tension. In that moment, the black kid takes a deep breath, feeling the heat of the moment wash over him. He understands that this is not just about winning a game. It's about standing up for himself and all those who have faced similar prejudice throughout their lives. He looks directly at the racist player, his expression calm yet filled with resolve. This isn't about being special. It's about respect and playing fair. And you should know that everyone deserves a chance, no matter who they are, he replies, his voice steady and powerful. His words resonate not just within the studio, but also with the viewers at home, who feel the weight of this confrontation deep in their hearts. The crowd erupts in applause, their support surging like a tidal wave, drowning out the racist player's vitriol. In that moment, the black kid feels an overwhelming sense of empowerment. He is not just fighting for himself, he is embodying the struggle of countless others who have faced discrimination and hatred. Steve Harvey nods appreciatively, acknowledging the strength of the young contestant's words. "That's right. We're all here to have a good time, and there's no place for hate on this stage." His declaration reverberates through the studio, reinforcing the notion that unity and respect are paramount. But the racist player, cornered and embarrassed, refuses to back down. His face flushes with anger, and desperation fuels his next attack. "You think you can just talk your way out of this? You're just a kid playing a game. You'll never win." His voice rises, filled with bitterness, as he tries to regain control of the narrative. The audience watches in disbelief, witnessing the raw display of aggression and ignorance that has no place in a setting meant for celebration and competition. In a moment that feels monumental, the black kid stands taller, fueled by a sense of purpose that transcends the game itself. "Winning isn't just about the game. It's about being true to yourself and standing up against people like you," he replies, his words resonating with clarity and strength. The audience is electrified, their cheers echoing through the studio, a chorus of solidarity against the racism that has dared to rear its ugly head. The unity of the audience, the shared experience of standing against hatred, creates a bond that is unbreakable in that moment. The tension is palpable as they face off, the stage set for a clash that transcends the game itself. The black kid's courage ignites a fire among the audience, who rise to their feet, applauding and chanting his name. They are no longer just spectators. They are part of a movement, united in the face of adversity. The racist player's bravado falters as he looks around, realizing that he is vastly outnumbered, not just in the audience, but in the principles they stand for. It becomes evident that the true power lies not in his insults, but in the unwavering support of the crowd. As the game resumes, the energy shifts dramatically. The black kid answers the next few questions with even more vigor, fueled by the overwhelming support of the crowd and the knowledge that he is not alone in this fight. With every correct answer, he feels the weight of his ancestors' struggles behind him, reminding him of the importance of this moment. The stage is no longer just a set for a game show. It is a battleground for justice and equality, and he is ready to fight for what is. But as the game continues, the racist player, feeling the pressure mount, becomes more erratic in his behavior. His disdain and anger manifest as he lashes out, trying to distract the black kid with petty insults and taunts. It's clear that he is losing control, not only of the game but of himself, and as the tension escalates, the audience and the contestants alike brace for what could become a pivotal, momentous confrontation that could either tear them apart or unite them in an unforgettable display of triumph over hate. The atmosphere is charged with a sense of urgency, as everyone in the studio feels that they are witnessing something far greater than just a game show. The stakes are now about dignity, respect, and the fight against prejudice. With every question asked, every answer given, the black kid stands as a beacon of hope, reminding everyone present that the battle against hatred is ongoing, but it is one worth fighting. The stage is set for a confrontation that will echo in the hearts of all who witness it, a reminder that justice, though often delayed, can ultimately prevail. As the game presses on, the atmosphere in the studio grows increasingly charged with an electric energy that crackles in the air. The tension that has been simmering between the black kid and the racist player reaches a boiling point, and the audience is on the edge of their seats, fully aware that the next moments could change everything. With each question posed by Steve Harvey, the stakes climb higher, not just for the contestants, but for the very essence of what this game represents. The stakes have never felt higher, and the sense of unity among the audience has transformed into a collective determination to stand against the hatred that has emerged. The black kid, emboldened by the unwavering support of the crowd, continues to demonstrate his intelligence and quick thinking, answering question after question with precision and confidence. His answers come faster now, each one a testament to his preparation and skill, reflecting the countless hours he has spent studying and practicing. The audience erupts into cheers, their enthusiasm electrifying the air around them, and it's clear that they are rooting not just for him to win the game, but to triumph over the hateful rhetoric that has been aimed at him. He feels a surge of momentum, like a wave of positivity pushing him forward, lifting his spirits higher with each cheer. Meanwhile, the racist player grows increasingly desperate, his demeanor shifting from arrogance to outright hostility. You think you're going to win just because you have the crowd on your side? You're nothing but a joke, he spits, his voice laced with venom and frustration. The audience collectively gasps, shocked by his blatant disregard for decency. The air thickens with tension, and for a moment, it seems as though the atmosphere might snap, the fragile sense of goodwill on the verge of shattering. But the black kid remains calm, a testament to his resilience and strength. He understands the importance of this moment not just for himself, but for everyone who has ever faced similar prejudice. He knows that he stands on the shoulders of those who came before him, who fought against injustices and paved the way for future generations. He looks directly at the racist player, his expression calm yet filled with resolve. This isn't about being special, it's about respect and playing fair, and you should know that everyone deserves a chance, no matter who they are, he replies, his voice steady and powerful. His words resonate not just within the studio, but also with the viewers at home, who feel the weight of this confrontation deep in their hearts. The crowd erupts in applause, their support surging like a tidal wave, drowning out the racist player's vitriol. In that moment, the black kid feels an overwhelming sense of empowerment that courses through him like electricity. He is not just fighting for himself, he is embodying the struggle of countless others who have faced discrimination and hatred throughout history. Steve Harvey nods appreciatively, acknowledging the strength of the young contestant's words. That's right. We're all here to have a good time, and there's no place for hate on this stage. His declaration reverberates through the studio, reinforcing the notion that unity and respect are paramount. But the racist player, cornered and embarrassed, refuses to back down. His face flushes with anger, and desperation fuels his next attack. You think you can just talk your way out of this? You're just a kid playing a game. You'll never win. His voice rises, filled with bitterness, as he tries to regain control of the narrative. The audience watches in disbelief, witnessing the raw display of aggression and ignorance that has no place in a setting meant for celebration and competition. It's a moment that feels surreal, the kind that often plays out in the headlines but rarely gets addressed in person. In a moment that feels monumental, the black kid stands taller, fueled by a sense of purpose that transcends the game itself. Winning isn't just about the game. It's about being true to yourself and standing up against people like you, he replies, his words resonating with clarity and strength. The audience is electrified, their cheers echoing through the studio, a chorus of solidarity against the racism that has dared to rear its ugly head. The unity of the audience, the shared experience of standing against hatred, creates a bond that is unbreakable in that moment. They are no longer just spectators, They are witnesses to a pivotal confrontation that will be talked about long after the credits roll. The tension is palpable as they face off, the stage set for a clash that transcends the game itself. The black kid's courage ignites a fire among the audience, who rise to their feet, applauding and chanting his name. "We believe in you. We stand with you," they shout, their voices ringing out in a powerful affirmation of support. They are sending a clear message. Hate will not prevail in this space of joy and competition. The racist player's bravado falters as he looks around, realizing that he is vastly outnumbered, not just in the audience, but in the principles they stand for. It becomes evident that the true power lies not in his insults, but in the unwavering support of the crowd. As the game resumes, the energy shifts dramatically. The black kid answers the next few questions with even more vigor, fueled by the overwhelming support of the crowd and the knowledge that he is not alone in this fight. With every correct answer, he feels the weight of his ancestors' struggles behind him, reminding him of the importance of this moment. The stage is no longer just a set for a game show. It has transformed into a battleground for justice and equality, and he is ready to fight for what is right, for himself and for all those who have been silenced. But as the game continues, the racist player, feeling the pressure mount, becomes more erratic in his behavior. His disdain and anger manifest as he lashes out, trying to distract the black kid with petty insults and taunts. "You think you're so clever, but you'll never be more than a loser. You'll always be beneath me," he shouts, but the words have little effect. Instead, the black kid stands firm, unyielding in the face of adversity. He responds with grace, "I know my worth and am here to prove it. Your hate won't define my journey." His calm demeanor in the face of such aggression only strengthens the resolve of those watching, inspiring them to stand firm against the darkness of intolerance. In the final moments of the game, it becomes clear that the tide has turned. The black kid's performance has been nothing short of extraordinary, and as he approaches the last question, the atmosphere in the studio is electric with anticipation. The audience holds its breath, all eyes on him, waiting to see if he can seal his victory not just in the game, but in a larger battle against hate and discrimination. His heart races, but he knows he is not alone. He feels the collective heartbeat of the audience, their hopes and dreams intertwined with his own. With a deep breath, the black kid focuses on the final question. He knows that this is more than just about winning. It's about proving that kindness and respect can triumph over hostility. As he confidently delivers his final answer, the audience erupts into applause, their cheers echoing through the studio, drowning out the fading voice of the racist player. In that moment, he realizes that no matter the outcome, he has already won by standing up for what is right, and that victory is something that cannot be taken away. The roar of the crowd is a celebration of resilience, a defiance against hatred, and a reminder that love and respect will always triumph over malice. As the final question hangs in the air, the tension reaches a crescendo, and the studio is suffused with an electric anticipation. The crowd is a living entity, collectively holding its breath, waiting for the moment that will define not just the game, but the very essence of what they have witnessed. The black kid, filled with a mix of excitement and nerves, looks around at the faces in the audience faces, filled with hope, pride, and solidarity. He knows that this moment is monumental, transcending the boundaries of mere competition. This is a pivotal moment not just for him, but for everyone who has ever faced discrimination and hatred. It's about proving that love, respect, and resilience can triumph over malice. When the answer finally slips from his lips, it's met with a moment of stunned silence before the audience erupts into cheers. "That's correct," Steve Harvey announces, his voice booming with enthusiasm. The studio explodes with applause and shouts of joy, the atmosphere electric with celebration. The black kid's heart swells as he takes in the moment. This isn't just a victory in a game, it's a powerful statement against the hatred that has tried to overshadow his journey. As the confetti rains down, he feels a rush of emotions wash over him, a blend of relief, exhilaration, and an overwhelming sense of achievement. The racist player stands frozen in disbelief, his face a mask of shock and anger. He had entered the game with bravado and arrogance, convinced that he would dominate the stage, but now the realization that he has lost not just the game, but a battle of ideal sinks in like a heavy stone. The audience's cheers drown out his protests, and he becomes a figure of derision rather than the dominant force he had hoped to be. As the camera pans across the crowd, it captures the beaming faces of supporters, united in their triumph over intolerance. The black kid feels an overwhelming sense of accomplishment, knowing that he has stood firm against adversity and emerged victorious, not just for himself, but for everyone who has ever felt marginalized. Steve Harvey approaches the black kid, a wide grin on his face that radiates warmth and pride. "You did it, my man. You showed everyone what it means to stand up for yourself and for others. You're a champion in every sense of the word." The words resonate with the audience, who erupt into applause once more. The black kid, heart racing with exhilaration, can hardly believe what he has accomplished. This moment, illuminated by the bright studio lights and the warmth of the crowd, will forever be etched in his memory as a milestone in his life. As the confetti continues to fall from above, the atmosphere shifts to one of celebration. The black kid embraces his family, who had come to support him, tears of joy streaming down their faces. They recognize the significance of this victory not just for him, but for their community, a powerful testament to resilience and strength. Friends and family surround him, lifting him high in the air, celebrating not just a win, but the message it sends, that love and respect can conquer hate. This victory is a beacon of hope, a reminder that when individuals stand together against prejudice, they can overcome even the most daunting challenges. But amid the jubilation, the racist player stands apart, visibly seething. His frustration and anger bubble over, and he struggles to process his defeat. The audience, however, turns their backs on him, their collective spirit refusing to acknowledge his negativity any longer. "You'll regret this," he shouts, a final desperate attempt to reclaim some semblance of power. Yet, his words fall on deaf ears, drowned out by the overwhelming support for the black kid. It becomes clear to everyone present that the childish insults and aggression he clings to are powerless in the face of unity and love. In the weeks that follow, the story of the game reverberates throughout social media and the news. Clips of the confrontation and the black kid's triumphant moment go viral, inspiring discussions around the country about racism, resilience, and the power of standing up against hate. The black kid becomes a symbol of hope for many, his story shared widely as a testament to the idea that one voice can make a difference. People reach out with messages of support from across the nation, expressing their admiration for his courage and strength in the face of adversity. News outlets cover his story extensively, highlighting not just the game, but the broader implications of his victory. Organizations dedicated to fighting discrimination and promoting equality reach out to him, inviting him to speak at events and share his story. He finds himself in a whirlwind of interviews, where he emphasizes the importance of kindness, respect, and standing up against intolerance. "This isn't just about me," he tells reporters earnestly, his voice steady and passionate. "It's about everyone who has ever felt marginalized, everyone who has been told they're not enough. We need to lift each other up and show that we won't let hate win." His words resonate deeply, striking a chord with those who have faced similar struggles and igniting a flame of hope in the hearts of many. The black kid's life changes dramatically. He becomes a sought-after speaker, using his platform to advocate for social change and encourage others to stand up against prejudice. Schools invite him to share his story, and he engages with young people, teaching them the importance of treating everyone with respect, regardless of their background. "You have the power to make a difference," he tells them passionately, his eyes shining with conviction. "Your voice matters, and it can change the world." His message inspires countless young people to embrace their identities and stand against any form of discrimination they may encounter. Meanwhile, the racist player fades into obscurity, his actions deemed unacceptable by the very society he sought to dominate. His attempts to regain a foothold in the spotlight are met with public outcry and rejection. The contrast between their paths, serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of hate versus the rewards of kindness and integrity. While the black kid is celebrated and uplifted, the racist player is left to grapple with the fallout of his actions, isolated and shunned by the community he sought to control. As the black kid continues his journey, he reflects on the lessons learned throughout this experience. He realizes that while the game was a significant moment, the real victory lies in the conversations it sparked and the change it inspired. He feels grateful for the support he received and is determined to use his voice to uplift others who may be struggling. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels valued and respected, he declares in one of his speeches, igniting the fire in the hearts of his listeners. He understands that true change takes time and effort, but he is willing to commit himself to the cause. In the end, the black kid understands that the fight against discrimination is ongoing, and he is committed to being part of the solution. He knows that this is just the beginning of a long journey toward justice, but he is ready to face the challenges ahead with courage and determination. The triumph over hate is not just a personal victory, it is a collective one, a reminder that standing together can lead to a brighter, more inclusive future. As he steps into this new chapter of his life, he carries with him the hopes of many, determined to be a beacon of light in a world that can sometimes feel overshadowed by darkness. The months following the game unfold like a whirlwind, each day bringing new opportunities and challenges. The black kid, now a symbol of resilience and a voice for change, finds himself at the forefront of a movement that resonates deeply with many. His journey has transformed him, molding him into a young leader who understands the weight of his influence. He embraces this role with humility and determination, knowing that his actions can inspire others to take a stand against injustice. As he travels to various schools, community centers, and events, he shares his story, recounting the challenges he faced and the power of unity in overcoming adversity. His speeches are not just about his victory on stage, they are about the importance of empathy, understanding, and standing up for one another. Every time we choose kindness over hate, we create a ripple effect, he tells audiences, his voice carrying the weight of truth. It's our responsibility to lift each other up and create a world where everyone feels safe and valued. The impact of his words is profound. Students from diverse backgrounds approach him after his speeches, sharing their own experiences with discrimination and bullying. They express their gratitude for his courage and how it has encouraged them to stand up for themselves and others. "You've shown us that we can be proud of who we are," one student tells him, tears in their eyes. In those moments, the black kid understands the true power of his voice, a power that can inspire change, foster understanding, and build bridges between communities. In addition to his speaking engagements, he collaborates with local organizations and activists to create programs aimed at educating young people about diversity and inclusion. Workshops and seminars are established, focusing on empathy, conflict resolution, and the importance of celebrating differences. The response is overwhelmingly positive, and he sees firsthand how these initiatives are making a tangible difference in the lives of those involved. Schools begin to adopt these programs, and slowly but surely, attitudes shift, creating a more inclusive environment for all students. However, the journey is not without its challenges. The black kid encounters pushback from some who resist the idea of change, clinging to outdated beliefs and prejudices. At times, he feels the weight of their hostility, and the emotional toll can be overwhelming. Yet, he remains steadfast in his mission, drawing strength from the support of his friends, family, and the community that rallied behind him during the game. He understands that progress takes time, and the road ahead will be filled with obstacles, but he is committed to persevering. One evening, while preparing for another speaking engagement, he reflects on how far he has come. Sitting at his desk, he revisits the emotions he felt during the game, the fear, the determination, and ultimately, the victory. He realizes that his journey is not just about him, it's about everyone who has faced challenges and discrimination. He begins to envision a future where the lessons learned from his experience can be woven into the fabric of society, teaching generations to come about the power of resilience and compassion. Inspired by this vision, he decides to create a documentary that chronicles his journey, capturing the highs and lows of his experiences. He interviews peers, mentors, and activists who have influenced his path, weaving their stories into the narrative. The documentary becomes a platform for others to share their experiences with discrimination and resilience, fostering a sense of community and solidarity. His hope is that by sharing these stories, he can inspire others to find their voices and share their truths. As the documentary gains traction, it attracts attention from various media outlets, and soon it is featured in film festivals and community screenings across the country. Audiences are moved by the authenticity of the stories shared, and discussions about race, identity, and resilience ignite in schools and community centers. The Black kid's vision of creating a legacy of understanding and acceptance begins to materialize, and he feels a renewed sense of purpose. He is not just a participant in the fight against discrimination. He is now a catalyst for change. Through this journey, he forms lasting partnerships with organizations dedicated to social justice, using his platform to raise awareness and funds for initiatives that promote equality. He collaborates with artists, educators, and community leaders, amplifying their voices and ensuring that important conversations continue to flourish. The impact of his work extends beyond his immediate community, inspiring others to take action in their own neighborhoods. Despite the challenges that continue to arise, the Black kid remains motivated by the progress he sees. He reflects on the young people who have reached out to him, sharing how they have found the courage to stand up against bullying or to advocate for change in their own communities. These stories fuel his passion and resolve. He understands that every small victory contributes to a larger movement, and he is proud to be a part of it. As the years pass, the Black kid evolves from a young contestant on a game show into a prominent figure in the fight for equality and justice. His legacy is one of hope, resilience, and the unwavering belief that positive change is possible when individuals come together. He continues to inspire others, encouraging them to embrace their identities and to stand up against hate in all its forms. Through his journey, he has become a living testament to the idea that one voice can indeed change the world. In the end, the Black kid realizes that his journey is far from over. There are still battles to fight, and the path to justice remains long. But he is ready to face the challenges ahead with courage and determination, knowing that he is not alone in this fight. He carries with him the lessons of his experiences, the support of his community, and the hope of a brighter future for all. With every step he takes, he knows that he is paving the way for a new generation, one that embraces diversity, values empathy, and celebrates the strength found in unity. This is his legacy, and he is proud to be part of a movement that will inspire change for years to come. The sun rises on a new day, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, signifying not just the start of another day, but the dawn of a new era for the Black kid and his mission. The world around him has shifted in many ways since that pivotal game show moment, and he can feel the winds of change stirring in the air. With each sunrise, he is reminded of the power of hope and resilience, and he is determined to harness that energy to further his cause. In the wake of his documentary's success, a wave of opportunities arises. Schools and organizations from across the country invite him to speak, eager to learn from his experiences and to implement the programs he has developed. He finds himself traveling frequently, visiting cities he had only dreamed of seeing before. Each visit is an adventure, filled with eager students ready to hear his story and engage in meaningful dialogue about race, empathy, and the importance of standing up against injustice. He embraces this role as a mentor, understanding the profound impact he can have on the next generation. While on the road, he encounters many remarkable individuals who share their own stories of struggle and triumph. One day, he meets a young girl named Maya, who shares her experience of being bullied because of her ethnicity. Her voice trembles as she recounts the pain of feeling isolated and different. The Black kid listens intently, his heart aching for her. "You're not alone," he assures her, looking her in the eye with sincerity. "I've been where you are, and I want you to know that your story matters. You have the strength to rise above this." In that moment, he sees the flicker of hope in her eyes, and it fuels his commitment to continue spreading the message of resilience. These encounters become the fuel for his advocacy work. He decides to create a mentorship program that pairs young people with mentors who can guide them through their struggles and help them find their voice. He collaborates with educators and community leaders to design a curriculum that focuses on self-empowerment, conflict resolution, and the importance of diversity. The program is launched with great enthusiasm, and the response is overwhelming. Young people flock to participate, eager to learn and grow in a supportive environment where they can express themselves freely. As the program gains traction, the Black Kid reflects on the impact it is having not just on the participants, but on the community as a whole. Families attend workshops, and parents engage in discussions about the importance of fostering an inclusive environment at home. The ripple effect of his work extends beyond the classroom, touching lives in profound ways. He receives messages from parents expressing their gratitude for the changes they see in their children, who are now more confident, more compassionate, and more willing to stand up for what is right. However, the journey is not without its challenges. He faces criticism from some who feel threatened by the changes he advocates. Opponents emerge, attempting to undermine his message and discredit his work. They launch campaigns to spread misinformation, trying to paint him as a divisive figure rather than a unifying one. In these moments, the Black Kid feels the weight of the world on his shoulders, grappling with the reality that progress often invites resistance. Yet, he refuses to back down. Instead, he channels this adversity into motivation, using it as a catalyst to further amplify his message. Determined to address the misconceptions about his work, he organizes community forums where open dialogue can take place. He invites critics to share their concerns and engages in discussions that seek to bridge the gaps between differing perspectives. "Let's talk about our fears and our hopes," he encourages, fostering a space where understanding can flourish. Slowly, he begins to see progress as skeptics start to listen, their defenses lowering as they hear the stories of those who have benefited from his programs. By fostering an environment of respect and dialogue, he dismantles the barriers that have long divided their community. Amidst the challenges, he also experiences moments of profound joy and connection. One memorable evening, he hosts a community celebration to honor the participants of his mentorship program. The event is filled with laughter, music, and storytelling as young people share their journeys and accomplishments. He stands on stage, looking out at the vibrant crowd, and feels a wave of gratitude wash over him. The energy is palpable, and in that moment, he knows that they are creating something special together, a movement rooted in love, respect, and solidarity. As the night progresses, he is approached by a young boy named Jamal, who shyly hands him a handwritten letter. "I wanted to thank you for helping me find my voice," he says, his eyes bright with sincerity. The Black Kid takes the letter, opens it, and reads the heartfelt words of gratitude and admiration. Tears well up in his eyes as he realizes the profound impact he is making on these young lives. This is why he fights to empower others, to foster a sense of belonging where everyone feels valued and heard. As the celebration continues into the night, the Black Kid takes a moment to reflect on the journey that has brought him here. He thinks about the game show, the confrontation, and the challenges he faced. Each step has led him to this moment of connection and celebration, a testament to the strength of community and the power of standing up for what is right. He recognizes that while the fight for justice is ongoing, there is hope in the hearts of those who have been inspired to take action. In the following months, the momentum continues to build. The Black Kid is invited to join national panels and discussions about diversity and inclusion in education. He collaborates with influential figures in the social justice movement, amplifying their voices and advocating for policies that promote equality. He realizes that the fight for justice goes beyond individual stories. It's about systemic change that creates a more equitable future for all. Alongside his advocacy work, He also focuses on self-care, recognizing the importance of maintaining his own well-being as he navigates the complexities of his role. He finds solace in writing, often journaling his thoughts and experiences. This reflective practice not only helps him process his emotions, but also allows him to articulate his vision more clearly. He begins to compile his reflections into a book, aiming to share his journey and the lessons learned along the way with a broader audience. As the seasons change, the Black Kid stands at the forefront of a growing movement, one that continues to inspire hope and resilience across communities. He is reminded of the power of storytelling and its ability to connect people, foster understanding, and drive change. Through his work, he has created a platform for others to share their stories, and together, they are weaving a narrative of unity and strength. In the end, the Black Kid knows that his journey is just beginning. The fight for justice and equality is a lifelong commitment, but he remains undeterred. With each step, he is paving the way for future generations, instilling in them the belief that their voices matter and that they have the power to effect change. As he looks to the horizon, he feels a renewed sense of purpose, ready to embrace the challenges ahead and continue the fight for a world where love triumphs over hate.